Yes, and we are live. This is Why You Bullshitting, and I'm your host, Zagru Brown. And tonight we got a good show. Hopefully we can get some participation from everybody out there. They log up into the chat, drop your comments, hit the link. The link's already in the chat if you want to tap in. If you get, not necessarily triggered in a bad way, but if you get any kind of triggering, or if I say something that, sparks a thought and you want to join into the conversation, hit the link, tap in, we can chop it up. That's what we're here for. Now, y'all seen it. We're going to go right into it. Usually I like to lolly-dolly a little bit in the beginning, let some people jump in and chat. But nah, I'm going to go right into the show right here. Now, nuclear families are key to a thriving society, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree to that. Most creators in the red pill space, they pretty much say the same thing, you know what I'm saying, in that regard. So we're going to break that down. Who should get the kids? That's the question that I want to track down. I want to track it down. Put these shoes on, tie them laces. We're going to track that shit down tonight. So who should get these kids, right? Now, we're going to talk about parental alienation, deadbeat dads, dating with kids, and then try to break it down, see who actually should get these kids. And if you ask me, just in a general statement, I can surmise it. The best person as far as morals and as far as doing well in life and having the ability to provide for the kids, that's who I think should get the kids. But I also think it should be joint custody 50-50 off top. So, that triggers a lot of people, mostly women, but I believe that wholeheartedly. All right, let's tap in. Let me see anybody in the chat. I see in the chat right here. Let me see. Yo, A4, he back in the chat. What's up, brother? Go to his page and check out his music, and you will be surprised probably, but you won't be let down. You got some bangers and shit bops in there all day. All right, so we're going into who should get these kids. Now, single mother households, we already know the stats on that, but now what I'm seeing is it being worn like a badge of honor. Like there's more baby showers than wedding ceremonies. And that's not a way that's going to help us with the nuclear family situation. That's going to heal the society at all. Now, what I say is cooked in your oven, still half my cake. And what I mean by that is, well, before I even go into that, if I leave cake batter at your place and you didn't put it in the oven and cook it, how much of it is mine? That's the question, ladies. How much of it is mine? So that's where we're going with that. Now, I would say at least half would default to being mine, which would go to the joint custody thing. And that's why I'm such a stickler for that. Joint custody is very important for the sons and daughters. And actually, we should do what's best for the kids, for the children. And so when it comes to joint custody not being awarded evenly, there's times where you have to go to court and you have to, as men, fight for your kids. And that should never have to happen. Like if you and the mother of your child don't work out, there should be some sort of like agreement you can come to as people to figure that out, be it how much it would cost for the child to be provided for properly, educated properly, and taken care of if he's not in the home with you as a father. And as a mother, that shouldn't be a hard conversation to have, even though the relationship has went awry for whatever reason. But feelings get involved. So I would think like maybe take a couple of weeks, whatever, then have that conversation and go into it instead of just directly going to call child support. But that's usually what happens. So the family court, now that's a whole nother scenario, family court in itself. We know the stats on that. 85% or higher of those cases end up where the mother gets awarded the children. And is it that men aren't, I don't know, they don't have the right qualifications for the kids? I don't think that's the case, because in most cases, these men end up paying child support, and usually a higher amount, because the mother doesn't have a stable home and a stable surrounding for the child to go to. I mean, Men and women, we both have aggression. We show our aggressions differently. But what I've seen is that women, when they show their aggression, of course, it doesn't come off physically all the time. It usually will come off in forms of reputation destruction, like they'll throw innuendos and things like that. That's a part of parental alienation. I mean, something simple as if the daughter or son asks to go to see their father and the mother says, uh, well, I don't know what he be doing. I can't, or just any slight innuendo. She doesn't have to directly, because there are those worst, direct, disrespectful drops of information that you can give to your daughter or son about the father that they're not old enough to handle. But, now, just because you're scoring because he doesn't want a relationship with you doesn't mean he doesn't want to be a father to his son or daughter. And that's what I think gets misconstrued a lot of times, especially when you listen to women, when they explain that to you, they'll tell you, he was XYZ, all in negative terms, narcissist, abuser, and all of these things, but he was none of that while y'all were together. And so that's what's kind of. But I think avoiding joint custody is a form or just a way to procure child support payment. The child becomes a check quickly, and I'm gonna use this term a lot. It's unfortunate. Now, it's a small minority of men that just don't want anything at all to do with their kids. I think that's a very small minority of men, and stats show that. Especially Black fathers were the most involved fathers. Stats show that as well. So, I mean, I truly, truly, truly believe that a lot of these things could be solved with joint custody, or if the child just off top just goes with the dad. So now I'm gonna scroll this across the bottom in case anybody want to jump in on the conversations. Now I'm gonna move on to deadbeat dads. Now, a deadbeat dad is a person that doesn't provide anything. Now, I mean, time, emotional support, phone calls, visits, financial support, anything at all. Just doesn't want to be involved. And he could have been that way from the start. When he found out that he was going to have a child, he could have told her that I don't want to have a child. I'm not going to be involved. I don't have anything. I don't want anything. I don't have anything to give. And he has no say so in that situation. But you're still a deadbeat, bro. You're a deadbeat. And that's what that is. And that's what I see as a deadbeat. Now, a father that wants to see his child and isn't fighting hard enough to see his child and isn't allowed to see his child, that's not a deadbeat. Now, a father that's paying child support but doesn't see his child, that's not a deadbeat. I would argue that men that get custody of their children, and I haven't seen stats on this. This is just me arguing this. You can argue me down if you want, but I would say probably less than 20% of those men actually put the mother or try to search the mother down and make her financially responsible. They're just happy enough with having the kids and taking the responsibility, and they just get lost into that. And that's just my belief on that, And not only my anecdotal experience as far as what I've seen and done, but I hear stories, talk to people. Yeah. So yeah. Now, dating with kids, that's a whole nother scenario. Dating with kids, that's a whole nother scenario. Now, I think as long as the sacrifice is made by the mother or the father who has the kid in home with them, it can be done, but it's an extreme sacrifice. I would recommend not doing it, but it can be done. So, majority of the times it can work out. I think more when men have kids that aren't in the home with them, but that's just me. And again, I could be argued down on that as well. It's just something I think. I got some clips for you guys to show you. I think I see Pupon in the chat. It says your device not connected, brother. Connect the device. Jump on up here.
Profession!
Watch the video with me.
Question. Why is it that Black mothers mistreat their daughters just for their daughters to become the only ones they can depend on? Like, let's be clear. I love my mother very much. I am healed. I know that she's not just a mom. She's a human being who had her own mom. And all I can do is break the generational curses.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Fellas, don't walk but run and go get a paternity test. Because a woman will mess with you and be already pregnant. She said, "Ooh, who's the weak link?" Him right there. Here.
Let me pause it right there. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and finish this off. I'm going to bring you up right when this is done, Poupon.
And throw that pussy on you. Pussy cat. Be already 2 months pregnant. You wondering, like, the baby come kind of early, huh? Better start doing that math. That baby come kind of early, huh? That baby a good little size. Yeah, that motherfucker was already pregnant. Don't walk. Run. Go get them babies tested. Look at maternity court. Look at all them women that was lying to their kids. Talking about, he didn't call you, he didn't love you. Putting all them negative thoughts in their kid's head. He didn't love you. They ain't even they goddamn that.
Women bring stuff that's not tangible to the relationships, right?
Headaches. He ain't lying.
No. I mean, the positive.
Okay.
Right, the positive stuff, right?
Okay.
Right, they bring, peace and whatever they bring to the table. We bring the financial part, right? And then I said this, so we technically rent your attribute. I said a man technically loses in a relationship, and here's why. We bring an attribute. You bring the warmth, the home, the make it house full of home, and all this nice, the nurturing, all that, right? You help me build this empire, right? You help me. You make me feel so good. I build this. When we break up and divorce, this is what ends up happening. You take your value with you, right? You take your nurturing and all that. You don't leave that. You take it with you. And then you take half of mine. So half of what you help me create, you take you too. You don't leave half of your nurturing with me. You don't need half of your soul. So basically, I'm renting your half of the table. And I'm sitting there like, because someone said it, a lady said like, I quit my job, I had your kids, right? I gave you kids, and I had to think about what she was saying. I was like, yeah, and then I'm like, wait, hold on. No. The kids you had for him, you took with you to use them to get child support. So they're actually an attribute for you. It's an asset for you.
Assets.
You had a child for me, but that same child you take with you, and I have to rent.
Ooh, which
see the child.
creates a liability for you.
Hey, we're 50% parents, but the court said I still have to pay child support, so now I have to use money to see these children again. So technically, it's an asset to you.
It's a liability for us, though.
So
because now we lose. We now lose our assets.
We lose assets.
This is the man that fuck with you. Rico, he's mean and you don't like him.
Did I do that?
You don't fuck with him.
Did I do that?
Do you hear me? He touched you? Yes, he did.
Wow. I don't want to say nothing, but that's, oh my God. Under the jail, right away.
Yep.
No, I
I
didn't.
fucking thought.
Look at you, so. You got you on camera.
Well, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Why do they talk about men as if men wasn't the whole spark of life that gave them the children to carry? Like, if it wasn't for men and their seeds, none of us would be here. So why do we always talk about men in a passive way when it comes to children, but we want to act like women were solely responsible for birthing children?
Man, Jaquez, go on. We don't need that shit. Go on. Go on about your business, man. We don't need that.
Really?
Because the thing is this. At the end of the day, I take care of them. All I asked you to do was to step in and give them something.
That's all I'm doing. That's my son, man. That's all I'm trying to do is be there for him and raise him right.
You don't got to discipline him and yell at him out.
I ain't had my father in my life, okay? So I know what it feels like, but I need to raise him and discipline him and show him the right way. Better than I did. You feel?
No, I don't agree with you on that part.
You can't be serious, man. That's bullshit, man.
Man, just go on. Go. I'll take care of my son from here. We don't need you.
Okay.
We good.
Hey, keep that same energy when you need some money now.
All right.
All right.
Make no sense.
Have you heard the term parental alienation?
Absolutely. It's very sad, but it actually happens a lot where one parent tries to alienate the other parent to their kids. They say horrible things. They say the parent doesn't want to be
I see
with
you,
you. They
Suave.
say the parent's this, that, and the other
They
thing.
make up things, which is the sad point.
It's awful. And, the more time that they spend with the kids, the more they influence the kids. And the younger they are, it's even more damaging.
People, what you got good going on?
Can't call it, man. Just at the crib.
That's right. You got to see any of the show so far?
Nah, I was never watching it.
How much did you catch today?
Shit, it was just something that was going on. I heard a little bit. I was in the living room checking out something on TV, so I wasn't really listening.
Okay. I could ask you a question on topic then. Okay. As a father, say you and the child's mother had a situation you guys couldn't work out, and you guys ended up breaking up, and you said, you know what, I'm going to give you, just make up a number, so I'm going to give you $600 a month. And she said, okay. And so, you guys did that for about 6 months, 8 months. And then around 8 months, you get a notice saying you're on child support. They start taking money out of your check, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So you go to court, and the court says, well, you only have to pay $300. And so from now on, you only ended up paying $300, but they take it directly out of your check. Do you think you're wrong for only paying the $300, or you should still give $600? What do you think? Not you personally, but what do you think a man should do in that situation?
I do what the court say.
Facts.
But
I mean, I was just
when it
wondering.
comes to like clothes or something, I might add extras regardless, because I know 3 ain't really gonna do too much. But
that was a perfect answer. You know why?
I think
I say
when
that.
it comes down, get a mommy's money.
Oh, you broke up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you broke up a little bit, but it's okay. I was going to say that was the perfect answer, because I was going to say most men, yeah, we're going to do what the courts say, but we're just not going to leave you stranded with what the courts say. We're going to still add, additional things, because that's what the child needs. If we know that's what, the child needs. And so I had a situation where I was talking with an ex of mine, and she's not one of my kids' mothers or nothing, but an ex of mine, and she was like with her daughter and her daughter's father, she don't feel like she should have to ask him for things, and it seems like that she has to ask him for stuff, and so that's where the disconnect comes in. And I was trying to tell her that's a part of communication. You guys, made a kid together. It's going to be 18 years of that at least. So, if there's something that you don't need, you already tried the court route and it didn't work. Yeah, sure. So you need to communicate, and, but yeah, so a lot of women don't feel like doing that. They feel like that's bending the knee, or it's like, capitulating or something like that. So,
Yeah, for a fact, man, it's all about communication at the end of the day. I don't know. I would like to go back. I was saying whatever the courts say, right? So they have that in paper, but regardless of what you give them in court, I think I would take the kid myself to kid what they need. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I was saying. That was the
do with
perfect
the
answer.
bread.
Right. Exactly. That's what I was saying. That's the perfect answer, pretty much. Most men think like that, because I go on a lot of panels and I watch a lot of panels in this space as far as relationship dating and trying to create black families and the nuclear family, which what I think is the key to like bringing back a successful, flourishing black community and shit. So once we start bringing back marriages and fruitful relationships, and they don't always have to be marriages, because I don't believe that right now the way the world is, you need to get to court or the state involved in your in-house affairs. So if you want to go through a church, if you guys are religious and tie the knot, and then that way there'll be some moral like bounding to the marriage. But
Facts. Yeah.
But yeah,
So
so
these days and age,
let
a
me
lot
see.
of different, man. They ain't really too old fashioned no more, man. You got the media more judging the man and the woman on both sides. You know what I mean? So it's like what they see. It's more like when women, to get on another subject, like when women see certain online and their man something bigger, they expect you that same lane. You know what I mean? A lot of that
Yeah, I
comes
think that's
down to these reality.
yeah, I think that brought a lot of stress on relationships. Yeah, your phone is dropping in and out, but I heard most of it though. But yeah, I do think that drops. I mean, that brings in a lot of stress into relationships today. Go ahead, you back?
Facts. It kind of compete situation. Yeah, it kind of give compete when it comes to the man. We competing now. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, we've always been competing, but it's drastically more competition, like with the internet and these devices and stuff like that. But I see that and see brothers like us, it's like we live in a certain bubble, kind of say, and it's good, but it's like bad in a way because you know how they say to those with privilege, you know what I'm saying, it's invisible to those that have it. I didn't know
Facts.
that average men's body count is 8. Like from the age 18 to 35, most 18 to 35-year-old men have only slept with 8 women in their life.
Sheesh.
So under that guys and that perspective and knowing that, I'm like, whoa, it's harder than, you know what I'm saying? It's not it's not like, but that's the 80-20 principle, to where 80% of the women are sleeping with 20% of the men based on their standards, and then the internet has rose those standards, has risen those standards, because a 4 or a 5 can get a 8 or a 9 to jump in the inbox, or a blue check to jump in the inbox. Now they need blue checks every day, or they need somebody that's an 8 or 9. That's their new standard, but they're a 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's wild.
They should try to find a 6, settle down, you know what I'm saying, have some kids, and get the family popping.
Yeah. Hey, real talk.
But that's the work we're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to do. So what do you think? So at a breakup, do you think joint custody or child support would be better? Joint custody, I mean complete joint, like 1 week at your house, 1 week at theirs, or 1 month in your house, 1 month, however how you break it down, but 6 months, or whatever, but it's joint 50-50 time wise.
I don't like preferably me, like I'm on, like if I was in that situation, I would want joint custody, just due to the fact of me seeing the child. Some people don't want to see the kid; they just want to get the money out.
Right. I feel you, and I think those are the situations where men didn't really like. Because a lot of these kids, and I would say honestly, I would say it's a majority. And I don't know stats on this, so I can't give a number. But I would say, just me throwing a number out there, I would say 65% of these kids, these relationships, they weren't relationships. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have to be one night stands, but they could be situationships. But they weren't like we're in a relationship and we're planning to move together, move in together, or build a future together, or you know what I'm saying? These were just, we're having sex, casual sex, fun sex. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't intended to bring about a kid. So I think that's a lot of these situations. But
Oh yeah, and then they bring the majority of number of the child support up. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Due to the fact of I hardly even know Shorty. You know what I mean? So it's just really on that note.
And that's those guys that, like you were saying, they just want to pay the child support to feel like I did what I was required to do. Facts. I'm not a deadbeat, but I don't want to, and I'm not going above and beyond. That's how they look at that. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, when you lay down with somebody and and y'all talk about it, and he's not a father material, especially not at that time, and y'all didn't intend to have a child or a relationship even, and he tells you that, and he only pays child support, you're a lucky one.
Oh yeah, fact. You could have ghosted.
Honestly, man, these dudes be ghosting, bro. Like, and I don't think it's the right thing to do. But you don't have a choice as a man in family court at all. We don't have equal rights in that at all. But still, again, that shit ain't cool and it ain't the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to just own up and take responsibility. That's part of being a man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Hell yeah.
And that's another thing. Men, we don't let men off the hook for doing degenerate shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I want women to do. Like, call out other women, like hold other women more accountable. I think that can help the families unite and be stronger. You know what I'm saying? That way, when women see other women doing shit, they like, oh shit, okay, I can't do that because these women gonna check me. And just the behavior will overall get better, you know, even if slowly, you know what I mean? So,
Facts.
because we definitely
Yeah.
can't tell them shit.
Hell, nah, man. When it comes to a conversation, man, you ain't gonna never win. You know, you gotta realize it.
When you get to winning and shit, don't get too good because when you get to winning, they're gonna
Yeah.
hit you with cheap shots. That's when all the low blows and shit start coming out.
Arguments really come out. You already know.
Yeah. Let me see. I think I got one more. Oh yeah, this was an interesting one. So there's this phenomenon. I don't know if you're familiar because I know you're not in the YouTube streets like I am, but
sir.
the phenomenon is single by choice. Now this is, single mother by choice. Now this isn't baby daddy and didn't work out, so I choose to have a baby and I know I'm gonna be single. No, this is IVF, freeze your eggs. You know what I'm saying? In vitro pregnancy, and this is something that wealthy Black women are preaching and trying to teach to young women. And also, and also what they're doing is they're saying we don't want male kids, we want daughter kids. So they can do that genetic, thing where they pay the extra money and make sure they have a daughter and not a son.
Yeah, facts.
So that's their thing. They're having kids. These are wealthy women. Women of status that can actually afford to do this. And I would say it's because they can't get along with a man because they've all pretty much were the ones that have noteworthy cases and they've been posting them and stuff. They've all had relationships, but they just chose now to go the IVF route, freeze their eggs. But again, these are smart women. So I don't know if they're smart and they still can't see that this is not the best thing for the child, but I mean, they financially support him. I mean, they can support him. So, what do you think about that?
I'll tell you the thing behind that, man. I really think it's a selfish game when it comes down to that. It's morally selfish because you gotta look at it. You don't have that other role model in your life. I don't care what it is, what gender the kid is, they gonna need that father figure. You can't just have one side of life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I look at in that situation like, man, that's just a selfish person. You know what I mean? I can be the man too. Nah, that ain't the case. You wanted to be without the male involved, and then when those questions come involved, it comes like I was raised with no mom. You know what I mean? So I look at the situation like I always got those when you at school. Yeah, get this to your mom. I'm like, hey yo, I got my pops, and it's like a left.
Right.
All my homies got their moms, you know what I mean? And they just asking me questions. It's a left out situation. So the kids gonna get that regardless. They're gonna get that left out situation to where they feel out and they're gonna ask them questions. And when them questions come, are those women ready to answer those questions? You know what I mean? So that's more the difference between having the man in the life when it comes down to the woman being more selfish. But yeah, I figure I feel like that's real crazy, man, for somebody to bring a child in the world and not have the other figure in their life.
And to be a educated, well-to-do, experienced woman that's aware of the stats and society and how everything works, and then they choose to bring a young lady into the world. But and so Ebony K. Williams, that's the lady's name that is like spearheading that movement. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy as shit. What I was gonna do for that shit, because she deserved one of these. Hold up, I had one of these for her.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas. For sure.
I don't like that shit.
Facts.
That's what I'm doing. I'm right here dropping a dime on that bitch. I don't like that shit.
On everything, that ain't cool.
Yeah, no, that ain't cool. So, yeah. What was another topic that I was saying as far as parental alienation. So it's happened to me personally, not to me as a child, but to me as a father. So
Okay.
my son was told things about me that were untruths, but when he got older and we
Yeah.
spoke about him and he was able to see for himself, that's why he asked me about that stuff, and that's how I found out that he was told that stuff. I still didn't bring it up to his mom because
Yeah.
our relationship was better at the time, so I just let that lie. But that's what I mean by parental alienation. Like, where they'll say your dad is this or your mom is that, to make the kids have to choose sides, even if you already have joint custody and you're trying to, influence your son or your daughter to be manly and have him, do certain things. And then
Right.
when they go to the mother's house, they influence them a certain way. But instead of the communication, again, like you were saying, communication is key. Because if the communication is good, she can enforce your morals and standards, and you can enforce hers as well, and then discuss the ones that gray area that are blended in the middle.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so when that doesn't work, but a lot of times, mothers, they want to be the, and I don't have a problem with it. They want to be the voice of God when it
Oh,
comes to their children,
facts.
but don't.
Even in that situation, it'd be like, it, especially when the father is on one side and the mother's on the other side. I feel like when a person does something like that, it's more like they want to be more liked. You know what I mean? More liked. Like I wanted him to like me more because
Right,
sons gravitate to dads in a period in life where it's like, all right, you can't do this with me because you're not a man. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
But a son will always love his mom. That's an unconditional thing. That's the thing they gotta understand. They gon' forever be under their moms, but the certain influences from their dad is different. It's a whole different vibe. We move different. We talk different. We stand different, and we stand on different values of life. Even when we debate with women, you know what I mean. We'll never like have that equal set. Like, oh yeah, this is that. Oh yeah, it is. Now it's gonna be an argument. You know what I mean.
Right, right,
So I look at that situation as you know um women at a certain point of I think raising a boy and the father's not in the same house, they want to get more of the like from the kids. So I wouldn't say no, don't see no wrong in the mom, but they put certain shade towards the dad so he don't be around his dad so much. You know what I mean?
right. Or view them a certain way.
Facts. But
So
then
yeah,
when it comes to proof and the kid seeing something different, he already know off top it's a lie. You know what I mean?
right.
And then looking at her like, why would she do that? The fact of they don't really understand. It's like he always gonna have this certain love for you. You don't have to say nothing different about the dad because everything gonna show at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep. And there's some real famous situations like the Kirk Franklin. I think there
Yeah,
was Brian McKnight, and there's a few others, but where the mom didn't even tell them things about their dad or who their real dad was and shit like that until like
yeah,
after he passed and all kinds. It's like, and you there's like they're on video and shit. Kirk Franklin asking his mom's like, "Why you didn't tell me? Like that was me and my dad. And you all my whole life you telling me my dad was like."
yeah.
And she's like, "I told you, he is your dad." And he's like, "No, he ain't. I talked to the damn man. Mama, stop lying. Come on now."
That's
And she
cold
still trying to hold that shit down. I'm like, bro, take that shit to the grave, huh?
on everything. That's one of them things where when women they take a lie to the grave for sure, for
And
sure.
got mad at him and tried to flip it on him. Like, well, why you go behind my back and talk to him? Why you go behind? Like, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah. I seen something like that recently. Man, that's crazy. That's facts though, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know why that is, how it works like that, but we got a lot of that going on. But
yeah,
we got to get it together, man, to where communication is key. Because when it comes down to when the father got to do his duty, his due diligence to his kid, or even like when it comes to whoopings, you know what I mean?
right, right.
It's like shit. She can't control a motherfucker at a certain age. Sorry for my language, but you can't
No, you good.
you can't control a boy becoming a man at a certain age. He not gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? He needs
Yeah.
some type of he needs the masculine energy around him.
And it's funny that you say that too, because the statistics show that women they lead with the whippings. Like they whip more than men do. Men usually can just raise their voice,
You
and
know why,
and
right?
you know what I'm saying. I don't know why. Why do you think that is?
Because women lead with feelings. It's a feeling. They whoop their kids because of feelings. We do it
Right.
on what we think. You know what I mean? You're gonna get a
Yes.
whooping. It's a purpose for the whooping. You're gonna get it because of this. You're not just gonna get it because you're mad. That's a feeling. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
That you beating the kids. You're not whipping them to teach no lessons, and you're not telling them the lesson afterwards either. That's what I noticed the difference is. A lot of men, once they discipline their kid in that manner, they'll tell them this is why that happened. This is what you should do next time. And again, you breaking rules. Rules are set for you know what I'm saying. They just break shit down and like
yeah.
And
It's
even with
more
your daughter,
explain-
you hug her afterwards. Kiss her on the forehead. But gotta whip that ass too.
It's more explained when it comes from a man because we understand. You know what I mean? This world gonna kick your ass. Let me do it first. Let me show you why. You know
How
what I mean?
about you get a whooping from me before you be fighting in a cell 6x6?
Right, bro, and that's most important. And then you got some women that don't ever whoop. So there it comes to the begging on the other side. You need to do something with your son. You get those too.
Yeah. You all
Like,
that, but that's when you get them.
It comes from the mom where it comes to the feelings, and then the son pick up the feelings from the mom, and now he's emotional. He's super emotional because he don't have that male balance around him. You know what I mean? So then you get
But that's when they want to give them to you.
Yeah, fact. And then it's damn near too late to where he's damn near too weak and giving up on himself. Oh, I don't know how. I don't want to.
Or he's stuck in his ways. He didn't already develop that. You know what I'm saying? You get access to him at 15, 16. You're gonna work as hard as you can. But I mean, he might have one foot in the gang, one foot out the gang. Might have one foot into being indoctrinated by this feminist ideology that they teaching you in school and shit like that. So I mean, he might be, so
yeah. And then he gonna have to just go off of people around him or who influence him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That goes back to when the media got a big thing where it comes down to influencing people, especially when they don't have certain people around them or certain parents not allowed around their kids because a certain parent keeping them away. You know what I mean? So and both sides where well, not even both sides, where a woman keep the son away from the dad.
Pupon said that happened to my dad with my little sister.
Yeah, bro. It's facts, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's a lot of that going on,
And it's funny, well, it ain't funny, but man, we fight that all the time, and we deal with all that shit, the double standards, the court laws, the everything, and we do it for our kids, and then that's why I'm so much against the stigma of black fathers are deadbeats and they non-existent when the stats are otherwise. The stats say different, but we need our women to start believing the stats instead of see, this is why I think that is. Like I was saying, the 80-20 rule. So it's like they only date 20% of men. So those are the only men that they really see. So all of those men that have treat them wrong or whatever, all of those men are dogs, and then they relate that to being bad people.
Yeah, that's who they
chose.
That's who they not to cut you up.
No, you good.
When they dating those type of guys, those are the guys that attract them. You know what I mean? They ain't running to that real one. You know what I mean? That's gonna set them straight to where they have to change their ways. You know what I mean? Because when it's changing their ways, you're trying to take control of me. You know what I mean? It comes to that. It's like, nah, I'm used to a certain. You know what I mean? If you ain't doing this, I ain't messing with you. You know what I mean? But
that's what I tell more men to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's drawing the line. That's holding the line. That's having a standard. Men have to have that, you know what I'm saying? Especially when dealing with women, or you get worked any old kind of way. And I'm not saying you can't be nice, you can't do none of that, but that is a certain type of woman that gets that from you. You know what I'm saying? All of that, all the chivalry, all the niceness, all the gifts and all of that, because why? She's reciprocal in the manner. And it doesn't have to be financial, but she's reciprocal with her time, her energy, her love, her femininity and shit. You know what I'm saying? She's not arguing you down. You got a place of peace when you around her.
That part. And that'd be the best situations. That piece, it need to be spoke more when it comes down to the peaceful men. You know what I mean? We already, especially a black man, we already go through our own kind. What you know what I mean? And then we go through the system, and then with our women, it's like who believe in you? You know what I mean?
Right. That's supposed to be your backbone.
Facts. It's like when I'm in pain, I need you to understand where it's coming from, and not pat me on the back. And but the situation is, you need more of that spoken of.
Even if you don't speak it, the respect level should be there. You know what I mean? Especially when you're doing things, 'cause like I tell man, you don't get a cookie for doing the shit you're supposed to do already, but you damn sure shouldn't have to take disrespect for doing the things that you're doing as a man. You know what I'm saying? To support your family and things like that. So, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, if TF want to get on, you got to hit the link.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here, Skinny.
All right, so I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, one. Oh, YF. Yeah, just hit the link. All you got to do is hit the link. It's in the top of the chat, the StreamYard link. He can do it from his phone. Pause. And join the conversation and shit. I'm thinking I'll be up here for another 5-10 minutes, unless he come up and we start chopping it up. Is this it right here? Let me see. Okay, peace, brother. I'm finna bring you up right now. YF, peace, brother. What's the word? Unmute your mic. There you go. Hello?
What's up, Goo?
What up? What up?
Fupon, man. We was
What up,
over here
boo?
watching together. We over here watching together.
That's good. Hey, how you
He
doing?
said when he hit it kicked him out.
Oh, okay. No, I seen him in there. I tried to add him. He said he didn't have a mic going.
Yeah, I got
That's
the
what I'm
babies
talking
over
about, though,
here.
Coupon. That's what I'm talking about, man. The way you guys are doing it, that it's motivational, and I'm trying to send that out and men to look for the right qualities in women, so they can have what what we should have as black men, and families, nuclear families, healthy children, happy children, and realizing that it's going to be some ups and downs, but there's a goal at the end.
Yeah, it is, man. I'm not gonna lie. You know, being a dad is everything. I ain't gonna lie. It's just listening to you guys' conversation and hearing about growing up I grew up without a dad. You know what I'm saying? So it was really hard, really hard. So
Yeah, some of the things we had to learn,
a lot of
trial
times
by error.
I was guessing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of when I could have just been told like, bam, this. You know what I'm saying? I had to jump in a lot of things, but it got me prepared though. I ain't tripping.
Yeah. No, that's a lot of men, a lot of young men turn to men that way. They trial by error, they work it out, and that's why I would say to a lot of women that come on the panel with me. Sometimes I'll tell them, sometimes we can't throw away our young brothers and our young sisters at an early age because they're growing to the people that they're going to be. And past matters with both, but we just can't throw them away, because if you're a person with a scarred past, then you shouldn't have a standard of, I can't take a person with a scarred past. You know what I mean? So
Right. And then another thing you were saying about the fathers actually being there.
mhm.
Uh, uh, Sometimes you can't be there. Sometimes you can't be there. Sometimes the woman don't allow you to be there. I think I have a situation that happened to me a long time ago, to where I didn't find out till years later that that I could potentially have a 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and then she didn't, and then she wouldn't even let me get a blood test. I was trying to go through the courts and everything, and I just fell off, man. It was just so much because she told the baby, and I'm gonna talk to you about that on another run. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. We,
But
we
that,
can we can top it up, but I get you, because that's all what we were talking about today. The parental alienation, the things like that, to divide a wedge between you and the child. If you did so happen to get in touch with her and want to start a relationship, that right there would stop stuff like that from happening. So
Right.
That's it matters. That's a weapon.
Right. What's up, YF?
What's up? Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
loud and clear, loud and clear.
I was
What you think
having like
about?
technical difficulties, bro. How you doing? What's up, bro?
Peace, brother. Good to have you, man. What you think about what we've been talking about so far? Did you get to see any other show
Is
at
it
all?
behind?
You did YF? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I was watching it the whole time. I mean, well, like for since like y'all was at like 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm actually personally going through that situation, so it's like, huh?
Yeah. You heard him, Goo?
Yeah. I think he had a delay. Yeah, because when I said something before, I think it was
frozen.
delay, and it kind of might have cut him off. Are we caught up yet?
Yeah, so it's like as far as it goes, I think I'm a little delayed, so y'all gonna be hearing what I'm saying afterwards. But as an overall, it's like,
No, it's okay. Go ahead. We just gonna pause. Or either if you want to go out and come right back in right quick and see if that clears it up. Or do you have
okay, I'm
YouTube
trying to
on
get the
too?
timing down. I'm gonna just talk, bro, and when it catch up, it catch up. So basically, you know what I'm saying, I was married, I had a baby while I was married and stuff. I don't think it was so much of parental alienation. I feel like the split, they wanted the all right.
No, hold on. Go. I was gonna tell him just keep going, but yeah, he had a delay. We'll see what it was when he come back.
Excuse my language. My fault about that. I thought I.
No, it was muted. I didn't hear you. But you good.
Everything.
You good. I'm waiting on him to tap back in. Here we go. Let's see if this is better.
All right, is it better now?
Yeah. Do you hear us?
All right, I connected to the Wi-Fi. We good.
Okay.
All right,
Go ahead, brother.
so,
Go ahead.
Oh, but yeah, bro. So basically, I think what happened in my situation, it wasn't so much as parental alienation. Like, it's not that she don't give me access to my child. It's that, like, if it doesn't go the way she believes it should go, like, so we had the baby when we was married, and we didn't like each other personally on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? So when we split, she wanted all the same qualities that she did like to be the same, but we're not together no more. So when it doesn't go that way, that's when like the alienation starts. But she doesn't notice that'll be affecting things later on, because she feels like as long as she can buy my daughter stuff and do this, then it's okay. Just like I can buy my daughter stuff, but I understand that you have to teach her how to be a woman. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where I got to teach her how to watch out for these wolves, and I have to be given that ability, no matter like what the distance is or what where I'm at or whatever the case may be. I can't move on your accord no more because we're not together no more. I have a life. You have a life.
You guys have joint custody?
Huh?
You guys have joint custody?
Yeah, we have joint custody. Like she real good about me having my daughter. It's just like, so I moved to LA 2 years ago, and she felt like since I was more distant, she wasn't ready to be away from my daughter. So, you know, her feelings got in the middle. So I missed out on seeing my daughter for 2 summers. But she didn't notice. She wasn't thinking of the effect that would have on my daughter looking towards me, because then it just looks like I didn't show up. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it'd be things like that. But I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and she gave me an outlook that I never really thought about from like the woman's perspective of that same situation. So her thing is, my cousin explained it like this: I wake up every day with these babies, and I get them together, I get them dressed, I feed her breakfast, I do this, I do that, I get her to school. And me as the man, I'm thinking like, well, I would have to do that if she was with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's your job. You don't get an extra brownie point. But in reality, that's a lot. So on the morning when I'm waking up and I'm getting ready for work is the same every day. My daughter might not be the same every day. She growing. She might be sick. It might be the spring. She got sinuses like me, so she might have a stuffy nose, and she don't really want to get up. She fussing. So it's not the same as me being a grown man getting up, putting my uniform on. Because when I get to work, the rules gonna be the same.
Right, right.
So she made me outlook at the situation different, and then I'll be talking to Poupon too. So he make me outlook at the situation different also.
Well, I would say with that one, I totally understand the differences in that, but those are differences that were what? So did you choose to separate, or did she choose to separate?
She chose to separate, but
okay, and
we don't like that. I bring that up though. I'd be like, but this is what you chose. You see what I'm saying?
Right, and so that's what I was gonna say. So I understand what you say your sister or your cousin was saying.
My cousin, yeah.
Your cousin, yeah. So I understand what cousin was saying, and it's logical sense. So that way you could understand why she may feel a certain way. But at the end of the day, she know, you know, and that's all that matters really. But that she chose that. You were willing to work through whatever and try to keep the family together, which is best for the child. And that's what we were talking about earlier with the Ebony K. Williams situation, where she went and had the IVF and she's well off, but she couldn't really keep the relationships together. And she's trying to influence our Black women to go to get sperm donor babies and keep the men out of it and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's the stats don't add up. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, most men, we would fight and even stay in some rocky situations to keep the marriage or the family together, you know? So I commend you on being willing to do that. But like you said, you can't, and there's a big talk about, well, men are supposed to be leaders. And if you failed the relationship, but no, you can't force someone to follow you. So again, we need volunteers, not hostages. So.
Yeah, facts. And I feel like at times there's a difference in upbringing a lot. With I noticed that, like, so for me, I'm from New Orleans. I come from the Ninth Ward. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's different. And my ex-wife, she's from Katy, Texas. So her parents buy her everything, and my mom didn't have much. So our outlook on how life goes was different. But I also understood that marrying her, I was gonna have to, like, in that standard, I was gonna have to do a little bit more as far as like catering and stuff like that. She's spoiled, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Katie, that's they got the nice houses.
So how I be looking at it now is at times I hear like, all right, so we got just how we got women that are delusional about situations, we got dudes that are delusional about situations too. Because they'll get on and be talking about what we talking about, but they're not they don't put in the work to talk that talk. You see what I'm saying? It's just, I want this outcome. It's like, I'm a man and I came here, so I want this outcome. Like, nah, bro. Like, there's stipulations you got to cover, and
you know what I say. You know what I say. Those men have a right to say that, as long as they're not the real sense of delusional. Like I was saying about this. So if they know they don't got their shit all the way together, they can't be trying to get an IG model or the prettiest female. You got to get what's on your level.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about.
Because you can have a successful family, you know.
I got a partner, bro was telling me, like, bro, it don't matter what girl I talk to, I'm the prize. Like, bro, like, on the real, gang, I ain't never seen gang keep a job past 2 months. Like, what we talking about? like, what we talking about, bro?
No,
like,
nigga, you are not.
Real, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? You tell that nigga, you are the prize, but some prizes, you like one of them prizes in the bubblegum machine that people don't want to win. Like you prize they don't want to win.
Like, when you at Jack in the Box, bro, and you on burgers and she's still mopping, you up. You see what I'm saying? You can lead her. You can show her how to get to the cash register.
No, I feel you. Even if y'all both at the cash register, y'all could work.
Yeah, y'all could work, but you can be talking to a nurse or a lawyer and talk about you the prize. Like,
you the prize. No. I think if you're a man, you can still be the man of the house, but it's gonna be hard to put your foot down, boy. My God, that's some
what?
Yeah,
hard
that's
to put your foot down, because like just how we be like I feel like this. Like, I feel like women these days, they don't really notice what they be asking for, and they don't notice like what kind of man they actually saying they want when they say they want a leader, or like, you know, or they want that they want an alpha, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. What they want an alpha that they can still go, okay, he gonna do what I want though. Like, it's not gonna work like that. It's either alpha or you got a beta, and you can't get the like he'll choose to be in between in certain situations, but
right.
that'll never be a stationary thing.
Yeah, generally most alpha men, they not building, not bending. They're not bending in that regard right there, especially when it comes down to like what we call the last say or the final say. So like if we going back and forth and shit, I'm gonna take your advice, heed what you saying, and at the end of the day, the buck stops with me because I'm responsible as far as like if the relationship fails in any way, they're not gonna ask you, well, why'd your family fail, or why do you guys don't have lights in the house? They're gonna ask me. So that's why I would say men generally would have that last say. But it's a new day. I'm online a lot. They got some shit called house husbands, and so
hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, look.
Hey,
Look,
house husband checking in.
Hey, listen. I want you to understand
house
something.
husband checking in right here.
Listen,
look.
bro.
Look, can I tell y'all something? Hold on. Let me tell y'all something.
What's up,
I've been in the house for 5 years, my nigga. 5 years, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been hard. I've been with my daughters I'm the stay-home parent when it comes home to my daughters. My wife is the breadwinner, hands down. Okay, so if I go get a regular job, all I'll be doing is paying for is daycare. Right? So why would I take that whole $2,000 that I gotta give somebody else? I'm gonna stay home with my babies. You feel me? I'm gonna raise my children. And my wife has no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? We made some moves before she had her job. You know, we made some moves and she's happy. You know what I'm saying? She ain't complaining. Are you complaining? No. Huh?
But I feel like this though, bro. I feel like your situation
it works.
is different though. Your situation is different because you set the plot up before you became the house husband.
Right.
He's talked about house husbands that start off as the house husband. He's talking about
look, YF. This is a real scenario. Like the dude,
the crib.
No, these are real gentlemen. They're very smart too. Like he's actually trying to kind of bringing me over to his side with it. He was saying, okay, because he was saying, since men are online talking about child support, I don't get to see my kids. We raise better kids anyway when single parents, if you do the statistics for single parents that are raised by men versus single parents that are raised by women, single parents that are single kids, kids that are raised with their father is just as fruitful as both parents in the home. Single parents raised by mothers, they have bad stats. I'm never going to just drag them. But yeah, they have bad stats. So the house husband shit is saying like, basically, this is what men are crying about. They were saying like, okay, the relationship doesn't work. What ends up happening? I don't have to pay alimony. I don't have to pay child support. And 9 times out of 10, most cases, the kids will come with them. And so I was like, well, damn, you got me there. I couldn't really argue against what he was saying. And then he was saying, and you can't knock my manhood because I know I'm a man. And men, we don't listen to what other men say about us with their opinions. So that's why he was like, I don't care, because one of the homies was saying like, well, you know, you're going to catch a lot of shit from that. Niggas is going to be talking about you, X, Y, Z, you know. And he was like, man, I'm a man at the end of the day. Y'all trying to talk about me like I'm not a man because I'm a house husband. But no, nigga, I'm a man. And what y'all say don't matter. So I don't let none of my homies, you know, and my homies know what I'm about. So yeah, so, you know, he broke it down to where I had to, you know, kind of like give it a second thought and stop really laughing at it. It made a little more sense, you know?
Right, man. You want to know something?
And his kids are
flourishing, smart. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's
not getting indoctrinated by somebody that you don't even know. And they spend 8 hours a day with somebody that just teaching them shit that may not be what you want to teach your kids. You know, so
my wife just said facts.
You know,
feel me?
Yeah. I seen some little funny books they had in the schools and shit, talking about when it tingles and all kind of shit. The kids shouldn't even be, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like, is this what y'all?
I ain't seen that one yet. You said say it again.
Yeah, LA Unified School District. Yeah. I was delivering and I seen a package and one of the books broke through the package and it was like 58 books.
Oh, you were supposed to see that.
Yeah, and when I seen it, I threw that shit in the trash. I didn't even deliver it.
Yeah.
You're not getting this shit.
Same thing.
I'm not dropping this shit off. I threw that shit in the trash, Pooh.
Yeah, I would have did the same thing. You was
Oh,
supposed
my
to.
bad, YF,
Hey,
you
look,
back.
hey, look, you just said, you just saved the whole generation.
I feel like, all right, so this real talk. I was on YouTube late at night one night, bro, going down the rabbit hole. You know how I be. And I got to this video. I'm gonna have to find it in my history. But they talked about how a child, once they get to a certain age, they notice like their areas. And it's like a natural thing that they already know that what it's for. That's why as a kid, even without like seeing anything, kids will sneak off and do little sneaky stuff.
It'll be subliminal, like that, like especially
subliminally they already know in the back of their head is just nature.
Yeah, you don't even have to let them watch R-rated movies or anything. It's just the imagination. Yeah, they kind of know.
Yes, man. It's like my wife said it's psychological development.
Yeah.
I mean, but
that's when they're most vulnerable. So for you to send them off with a teacher, and like nowadays, not to be funny, man, I ain't even gonna lie, but a lot of the teachers, male-wise, a lot of the male teachers are LGBTQ community. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with that, but I just hope they can teach a curriculum and not their ideologies about life to the children. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's all right? So I want to touch this. I've learned so my middle brother, right? My middle brother is LGBT, right? One of his friends have 3 kids. And like bro don't do none of that in front of his kids. His kids never seen a boyfriend, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
it's like
good.
I feel like normally
that's what he should do.
I feel like what we see on like TV and everything, social media, how blatant it is, that don't be reality when in actual neighborhoods like where we at. Because I feel like we grow up a certain way and we had that more in the back of our head no matter how we choose to live. So I feel like when I met him and he separated it like that, it was wild to me, for real.
No, I could definitely see that, because it's definitely one thing that Black men will check. Now, our women, they're pro that they love gay men to hang out. They got besties, and you know what I'm saying. But men, yeah, you're right. We kind of like you know we'll kind of like have a little stigma against that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's not like openly. I had a guy that I worked with, and he was openly that way, so everybody knew. You know what I'm saying? As long as tell him, bro, we cool. Just don't come on to me. I don't get out like that. And other than that, we good. Yeah, I help you out at work. You got to ask me questions and shit. No problem.
But also, I think like you know what? I ain't even getting into that conversation. I'm trying to make it. I don't want to get canceled before we go, because I was about to say something that was kind of like, well, nah, fuck that. It's like this, bro. I feel like let's say like no matter what your lifestyle is, right? If you know the hardships that you went through in your lifestyle, that's whether you choose to be street, you know, you may be LGBTQ, you may be fucking narcissist, whatever you know about yourself, and you know the hardships that you went through. I feel like around your kids, they shouldn't see that, so that they don't go through those hardships. You just pick out. I feel like you should put every time with your kids, you pick out your best qualities, and that's what you put in front of them. And then if down the line they learn like, okay, well, your dad's like this, your dad's like that, it's always, or your mom's like this, your mom's like that. It's always, well, they were never that with me, and I'm like this.
Yeah, no, that's the what I said at the bottom. That's what I would say is sacrifice of a good parent. You know what I mean? And that's that was right on topic actually. So yeah, that's one of the Hey. Yeah, that's a sacrifice that a good parent will make. You know what I mean? That's why I was saying the best parents are actually just decent, good people.
Yeah.
You know, so when they go into a lot of these stats about why the single mother stats are ending up that way, I would think because it's a lot of sacrifices that they have to make. And it's kind of hard to make all those sacrifices, especially if you're in your early 20s, you still want to live life. And so now you got a lot of grandmas that are like 38, 42, and they not being grandma, they're not doing grandma things. So the daughter could actually, you know, develop and do other things if she had a baby in her early 20s or, you know, late 20s. Grandma trying to party too.
But see, this is what's crazy though, because I'm from New Orleans, and like a lot of people don't know, like New Orleans is small as hell. This is the country for real.
Right,
Like when
right.
you go
I
to
went to
LA,
school out
Houston,
there.
you learn that New Orleans is country as hell. And
Yeah, I went to school in New Orleans.
so you understand,
Oh, you
like
did?
at 18, 19, 20, you grown. Like ain't no playing and all of that. You got to carry yourself a certain way. Like you get pregnant, you need to know who the dad. Like you know what I'm saying. Like it wasn't no just if you are getting around, then everybody knows. So everybody was
Right,
kind of like
right.
because it's so small. So if you getting around, everybody know about you. So now you got a certain stigma. Now don't nobody want to be with you because you can't bring her home to mom's. Because mom
Mm-hmm.
told her because Miss Betsy across the street was saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So she
I
can't
seen
be at the
that girl. I
crib.
seen that girl come out your house.
Yeah, like you can't. So the way it's handled is different. And then I noticed when I got to the big city, like it was totally different. Like I'm at school and girls at school pregnant. Girls at school, like we're not doing that in New Orleans.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
So
Same
it's like,
thing out here, man.
yeah, I was like, wow, like
Everywhere. That's everywhere. High school, the girls, all the girls. It was, man, it's just weird.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. When I grew up down here, like they had girls had babies in high school, but once they had the baby, they wasn't at school no more. Like they grown now.
Okay.
You gotta take care of your baby.
Okay.
You know.
Hoes got to eat too, right? Right. You're right. That's right. Hoes got to eat.
That's what that was. Okay.
I like that clip.
Yeah, man.
I know you. So you about to get off, Goo?
Yeah, we can get off in a minute and shit. Anything y'all want to say? Last thoughts in closing?
Man, I love your show, man.
Appreciate
real.
it, bro. We just building. We just building, man. You guys are welcome to come on anytime. The live show's gonna be every Saturday. We just did one today because yesterday I went live and had my mic muted for half the show. So, but YF, any last thoughts?
For sure, man. Nah, like I think this is dope though. That's a dope topic, especially with like what I'm chopping up dealing with now. Like to hear other outlooks and how other people think about it is dope. So it gives me more to go about it so I can make this the best situation for my child type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. And the show is actually a male improvement show. So we're here to empower men to be better men, do better as men, and to also let them know that we have been doing better in the past 20 years. The stats have actually been going up. So we just got to try to get our sisters to step back from the propaganda a little bit. You know what I mean? Give us some breathing room and a little grace in that regard. The same way we've been giving them grace in certain regards. I mean, in some ways we could give a little more grace to our sisters as well, those that do deserve it. But yeah, so that's all, you know what I mean? So I did want to say that, but I appreciate you, brothers. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you guys out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give the last thoughts on the show. You guys have a great night. Appreciate
Hey,
y'all.
shout out to my mama for never putting my dad on child support. She a real rider for that.
Hey, real talk though.
My mama never did that.
Out,
never
bro.
put him on child support. My mom is one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to moms. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, yeah, talk to your moms. Yeah, your mom's is a rider.
And look, Pops wasn't there, right? So she'd do for Pops for him, cause he wasn't there, right? Every Christmas she'll wrap gifts up and write his name under the tree on some of the gifts, right? So I open them like, well, but where's this nigga at? But he sent me a gift. Shit, that's cool. So until I was grown, she told me the truth. It kind of broke my heart, but it kind of it's like thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
thank you for doing that though.
Thank you for doing it, because when she told me, I was already close to my dad. Like I thought he was doing that already. I never even mentioned that. I never tell her thank you for the gifts and still. I just thought he was just doing it. You know what I'm saying? But we was already close, so I can't get on his head. Like nigga, you didn't see me no gift. Like you know what I'm saying? I can't get on his head. But
Yeah,
all right. I got a good relationship with him. You know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put together a good show next weekend, man. Y'all pull up next Saturday if y'all got time.
All right.
For sure.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all.
All right, bro.
All right.
One.
All right. So let me go ahead and give my final thoughts. Let me see here. Do I gotta switch this? No, that's good. I'll leave that like that. So I think today's show was actually a good conversation we had. We was able to break down some scenarios in single mothers by choice, single mothers that don't actually have deadbeat dads but claim they do, and they want to accept that as a badge of honor. Like they'll say they're a single mother when no, you're just actually a single lady, a single woman. Like you do get assistance with your child. And also why women say my child is so quick to say my child. No, it's half my cake. Yeah, it's half my cake. But tap in. I like to also shout out the Already Canceled Social Club for hosting us here on the show. This is how we get down. Franchise Skinny clothing. The hoodie is dipped. Let me see. Mic in the way. Let me bring this thing down right quick. Hold up, man. Got to show this shit off a little bit. Move that. Move that. Yeah, so go to Franchise Skinny at Instagram and shit and tap in. Appreciate y'all for sponsoring the show. We'll be back next weekend. And look out Monday or Tuesday. Already Canceled Social Club. We got another episode. Me and Brains got some new shit dropping for y'all. We're going to break down the clips of the week. Keep this shit active. And I'm out. Appreciate you.